let's be very clear. Ignoring the utility being built on XRP because you're obsessed with its daily price is probably the single biggest financial risk you can take right now. Seriously. While everyone else is distracted by the noise, a massive fundamental supply shock is happening right under our noses that's set to completely redefine this asset. And look, this isn't some wild guess or a future projection. $470 million? That's how much XRP has already been quietly pulled out of circulation, locked into a DeFi ecosystem most people don't even know is live. This is happening as we speak. So by the end of this briefing, you're going to get it. You will understand the three core forces driving this supply squeeze, you'll see the institutional floodgate that's about to swing wide open, and you'll get the inside scoop on Ripple's master plan to pull in 20 million new users from a rival blockchain. All right, let's get into it. Okay, force number one. This is the big one, and it's happening right now. It's a fundamental shift in how people are using XRP. For the first time, really, in its entire history, we're not just holding it and hoping, we're actively locking it up to generate yield on a massive scale. Now check this out, because this is just one piece of the puzzle. We're talking 94 million wrapped XRP, that's FXRP, that is currently locked up tight on the Flare network. And why? Because users are finally getting savvy, chasing real returns and protocols like Kinetic and SparkDex. All of that liquidity just vanished from the open market. But wait, it doesn't stop there. On top of that, another 222 million XRP is locked up right inside the XRP Ledger's own native AMM pools. So here's the kicker. When you add those two together, we are already talking about well over 300 million XRP that's been taken off the table and put to work in DeFi. And this chart, well, this just says it all, doesn't it? We're sitting at $470 million in total value locked right now. But analysts are looking at this trend, and they're projecting it to more than double. We're talking over $1 billion by the end of 2026. This isn't just a spike, you guys. This is the start of a massive upward curve. Now, having you and me lock up our XRP is one thing, but that's where the second force comes into play. And this is the real game changer, the entry of institutional money. There is a brand new protocol that is about to turn the XRP Ledger into a yield-generating machine for the biggest financial players on the planet. And this is it. This is the key that unlocks everything, the XLS 66 Amendment. Put simply, think of it as a direct VIP on-ramp for institutions. It lets them lend and borrow their massive XRP stashes through secure, decentralized vaults, completely cutting out all the expensive middlemen. And this is why that is so incredibly profound. For the first time ever, major banks, the big financial institutions, they're going to have a native, fully compliant way to put their huge XRP treasuries to work. Instead of just letting it sit there, they can generate yield. This completely changes the economic reason for an institution to hold XRP in the first place. You know, things are moving incredibly fast on this front. To get the breaking alerts on these institutional protocols and partnerships the second they drop, you really need to be in our inner circle. Go ahead and join my Telegram using the QR code on the screen, or the link is down in the description. You'll get these updates before anyone else. And please, don't think for a second this is some far-off theory. No, it is already happening. Doppler Finance has officially teamed up with SBI Ripple Asia. Their mission? To roll out trusted institutional-grade yield infrastructure in Japan. They're already managing nearly 40 million XRP in tokenized assets. The institutions are not coming, they are here. Okay, so force number 3, this is what's going to pour gasoline on the fire. It's Ripple's super aggressive expansion strategy. See, they're not just content building on their own ledger anymore, they are now actively going after the huge established user bases on other chains. So that brings up the big question, right? How in the world does Ripple even plan to make a jump like that, to onboard 20 million new users, seemingly overnight? Well, here's your answer. By going straight for the heart of the Solana ecosystem, they're tapping into the 20 million active wallets, primarily through Phantom, which is Solana's main wallet. This is like a direct injection of XRP into one of the most active crypto communities out there. Now, before I show you exactly how they're going to pull this off, you need to listen closely. If you are watching Crypto Global News without a subscription, you are missing the critical alerts. The algorithm will literally hide this content from you next week, so click subscribe right now to stay on the timeline. So here is the playbook. It's a brilliant two-step move. Step 1 is simple. Just move the XRP liquidity over to Solana's home turf. But step 2 is the masterstroke. They are embedding XRP directly into the apps that those 20 million people already use every single day. We're talking prediction markets, perpetual dexes, you name it. The goal isn't just to be on Solana, it's to become a native part of it. And that brings us to the final piece of the puzzle, the catalyst, the accelerator that could be the most explosive of them all, the tokenization of real-world assets. This isn't just about crypto anymore. This is about bringing trillions of dollars from the old-world markets directly onto the XRP Ledger. Just look at that number for a second, 264%. That's the growth in the value of tokenized assets on the XRP Ledger in just the last 30 days. This market is officially going vertical. And we're not talking about some tiny, insignificant market. The total value of these tokenized assets on the ledger has already blasted past $1.44 billion. This is a real, functioning, multi-billion-dollar market, and it is growing like crazy. And we're not talking about meme coins here. These are tangible, high-value assets. We're seeing energy contracts from companies like Just Token. We're seeing private equity stakes, physical commodities, all being brought on-chain. So what do you think is next? As soon as this is over, head to our community post and let me know. What's the next big RWA category you see hitting the XRPL? All right, let's tie this all together. You've got a DeFi ecosystem locking up hundreds of millions of XRP. You have an institutional gateway swinging open for banks to finally earn yield. You have a strategic invasion to capture 20 million new users. And you have a multi-billion-dollar RWA market absolutely exploding on the ledger. All of these powerful forces are converging on a single point in time. 2026 is shaping up to be the year that real utility finally slams into engineered scarcity, and the results are going to be historic. But that leaves us with one final, absolutely critical question we're tracking. Because everything we've talked about today, it's powerful, but it might just be the opening act. What happens to this supply squeeze when a major nation-state decides to tokenize its entire multi-trillion-dollar bond market on the XRP Ledger? That is the story we are following next. So make sure you like, share, and are subscribed to Crypto Global News so you do not miss that alert when it drops. And don't go anywhere. Check out our next briefing. It's right there on your screen now. Click it.
Stay ahead in the crypto market. Subscribe now for the latest global news and updates.